We're having a good time down here in Florida. How's it going? So on the BMW today, this week, we washed it up. It hasn't seen some love in a very long time. And once I wash my cars, I always fall right back in love with them because they look so glossy and so nice. But on the BMW, it might not seem like it's a lot, but I had the windows tinted. Shout out to Lamb for helping me out with that and seeing what's good. So he tinted the windows. Really good guy. If you're in the West Palm area, don't forget to hit him up. He does window tinting and wrapping, so go hit your boy up. So I tinted the windows. We are currently in the midst of trying to get some suspension from a company for kind of like a sponsorship. So I've been emailing companies and seeing what they could do for me. If any company's watching this and they want to sponsor the car and see what we could do with it, intake plenums, turbos, manifolds, you name it, we'll put it on a car and see how it performs and how it runs. Just looking to get myself out there and just to see what kind of companies will want to work with me. So on to other things. The only other thing that needs to be tinted is the windshield. The windshield did not get tinted yet because I guess he didn't have the proper measurements for the windshield. So he's going to come back probably at the end of the month or whatnot, and we're going to go ahead and tint the front windshield so that it has a nice look all the way around and it keeps the inside of the car a heck of a lot cooler. So other than that though, guys, on this thing, yeah, that's about it. So we're going to go ahead and start putting stickers on this thing. I want to do the stickers on the back of this just like the Infinity. Try to get the branding out there, marketing, see how well we could get stuff done. I want a big one of the YouTube and the Instagram, and then obviously zip ties and HP Logic and a couple other guys who want to be a part of this and see where things can go in the future. So on this, that's what's going on. We're trying to get some stuff. Now onto the inside. Inside we have a wideband O2 sensor. I said that I was going to put that in and I was going to order that. So I didn't have to order one. We had a super old one laying around the shop that had everything in it. So we're going to go ahead and put that into the car. It's very windy today. So let's go ahead, hop back into the shop, bring the 180 in, put her on the lift. The other thing I want to do on the 180 today too is I want to try to get rid of some of that rear camber. So we're going to do my winging rear alignment on it and just crank them out a little bit and try to get that camber to go away a little bit. So let's go ahead and get onto this stuff for the 180 right now. The cool thing about this exhaust is it already has a bung on here. I plugged this thing up when I got the exhaust just so that I could run it because it didn't have an O2 sensor. But now we're going to go ahead and put this thing on there. And we don't even need the one that's upstream now, so we'll probably just cut that thing off, or at least the cable off. And we're going to run this thing up to the back up there where the shift boot is, and then poke it up through in there, and then run everything up to the haul tack and all that kind of stuff, and it should be going good. So I'm going to go ahead and do this stuff and see what we can't do. The position of the sensor was actually really, really low on the car. It's at lower than the subframe, lower than the exhaust and everything. So what we're going to do is we're just going to weld this one back up, and we're going to use this one right here. I have the actual sensor bung right here, and we got the welder over there. We're going to have to just pull that thing over, weld this one up, put the sensor into this spot, and then run it up to our shifter right there, and then we should be able to start doing the wiring inside. So should be about 30 minutes-ish, and this whole thing should be done. I'm not too sure on what port I need to put it in on the haul tech, but we can figure that out once we get to that point. And yeah, should be going. Should have a AFR in about an hour. Crappy exhaust to stop leaking. One, a metal exhaust gasket, and two, lots of red RTV. So we're gonna go ahead and gob the crap out of this thing. Put a bunch of red RTV on this side and on that side. Put our new metal gasket in there, and bada bing, bada boom, you got yourself a new gasket ready to go. I already did that on that piece right there. I'm gonna redo this one and just gob the crap out of it with some red RTV, and we should be good.
How's it looking?
Oh, pretty good. Exhaust bung is actually on there and not looking like poop anymore.
And it hangs where it should, it's not low?
Oh, I didn't test it yet.
Okay.
So.
All right.
We're putting gaskets on right now.
I can smell some RTV up in here. Ooh, yeah.
Lots of it.
It's got a ripe smell to it.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and do this right now. Okay guys, so the car is down a little bit right now. We are going to go ahead and poke the hole in our shift boot. I just took this thing out. So we're gonna run this wire up through the center console, and then we're going to go ahead and run this wire to the gauge so that we can have it work. So I'm just gonna put a little hole in like this bottom piece right here through both of them, and then send the wire through and have it all connect, and then we're gonna go ahead and start wiring inside the car. But I'll show you guys what the bottom looks like. I had to do it a couple times because the welds I was trying to weld upside down, and welding upside down does not work at all. So make sure you're welding on a flat surface when you're welding, or right side up. So that's that. Let's poke this hole in this thing, get back to work, and we'll see you in a little bit. Okay guys, so here is the final weld. It's not too bad. I grinded it down a little bit. I tightened down the bung. I tightened down the O2 sensor. Now all I have to do is I have to zip tie this stuff up on this side of the transmission so it doesn't get caught in the drive shaft. And then we can go ahead and start wiring things up on the inside so that we can actually have this wideband sensor. So let's go ahead and get to that stuff. Hopefully these gaskets work too. I had to reseal this cat delete pipe with a lot of red RTV and some new gaskets. I also put more red RTV on the downpipe too so that doesn't leak. And you also put a little bit of never sees on all the bolts so that they all just come right off next time. So after all that's done, we'll be up top working on stuff in there. Wire harness ready to go ahead and put in the car for the actual gauges that power it and that send a signal to the ECU. You don't need the blue wire all the time, so we don't run it. So what we do is we go ahead and tuck it back into the harness like this. So go ahead and do that. And then me and Roberto go ahead and pull the signal wire completely out of the shielding and put it so that it goes straight to the Haltech. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this one out of the shielding too, and then run that like that. The other thing you could do is you could run a regular wire from this all the way to the Haltech, but since the gauge is gonna be in the glove box, we're just gonna go ahead and make it so that it just goes straight down into the Haltech. So let's go ahead and pull this one out too. Okay guys, so I have both wires running through the center right here. We have this one, which is the one that actually powers the wideband, and then the other one is right here. That one is the actual wideband sensor. So I pulled out the cigarette lighter. The orange one here is the power, and then the black one obviously is the ground. I checked that with a voltmeter, put power to it, or put ground to it, and showed me which one was which. So we're gonna cut one by one and go ahead and use the butt connectors that they gave us in the kit because the shop is actually out right now. So we're gonna go ahead and just wing it and use those. So go ahead, do this, get the thing all set up in the actual glove box, and then we can go ahead and wire it to the Haltech, which will take me a couple seconds. So we're gonna go ahead and do all that stuff now. We're in the car, we have the AFR gauge. We're just cruising on like light throttle, so that's why we're at 15 right now. When it's under load and everything, it's got like 10. It's super rich all the time, so that was like maybe 2 PSI, and it just went to 12, so it's reading accurate, everything's running right. So I also did another little mod that I'll show you guys once you park the car, but things looking good. I like that we have an AFR gauge in here now so that I can actually gauge on what the car is actually doing. And if I have a problem, I can just tell Jack, oh, at this PSI, at this load, doing this, the car is breaking up and it's going rich or it's going lean. It's just really good to have that in the car. So I'm actually really glad that I did that. So now we're gonna go ahead and bring it back, show you guys what we got for our other little mod. And then hopefully over the weekend I can start doing some bigger things on this thing. We might get some wheels on here. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Stay tuned for some more. But yeah, I'm going to show you what we got going on. And then I think we're going to send off Calvin because he's been here about a week now. And he's got to make his long trek home so that he can make it home for Easter to visit his parents. So I think that's what we're going to do for the rest of the night right now. It's also really late. I didn't think it was 10 o'clock, but it's pretty freaking late. So let's go ahead and get back to the shop. We're almost here. So Calvin, you want to do the honors of your mod that you showed me?
Oh yeah, so you can be like the cool Honda boys now.
Yeah.
You know, you just take your hood, you know, put that down so you don't need that no more. Might as well scrap it. And you just go in.
And slowly go up.
And you and you do this. It's a little sketch.
Yeah, I gotta align my hood again a little
sketch
more.
because your windshield wiper's hitting, but like, you know, that's it right there.
And my fender's a little close right here, but
Someone on Reddit, please start a countdown for Marcus's windshield.
Yeah. Scary.
you think the windshield's gonna get broken?
This is a heavy hood.
You are not a you're going to forget, and the wind is going to take your shit from you.
Yes.
You cannot forget.
You need a safety prop or something.
I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna take this thing.
Take this, weld a little thing here.
No, I'm gonna cut this end off. I'm gonna cut this end off right here somehow. And then I'm gonna drill this hole out, make this hole bigger, and then put it right here to there. Done.
Look at you. Easy.
So.
And now you're part of the cool kids. You can work on your car. You actually can pull your motor like this now. You don't take the hood off.
It's actually a lot easier because one thing is that like when you're working on your car and you have to get in between that like triangle of like the hood prop in the hood, it really starts to get annoying, especially since the car is like touching the ground right now.
Yeah.
But
and you got so much light.
yeah, that too. Wow.
That's the nice part.
So we're gonna go ahead and pull her back outside and.
Did you tell them about your Gage install? She's all buttoned
I did.
up. Okay.
I did.
Okay.
That was probably a little video, but.
Took her for a rip just now. She feels good.
Yeah, I took her for a nice rip.
Good.
It started to overheat, so that's why we shut her down. I'm missing the fitting on this side right here for this thing. I still haven't gotten that yet, and I don't know what's going on, but a lot of the coolant like escapes out of there. I think it's because the radiator has a little bit of leak, but we'll figure it out.
When coolant heats up, it'll expand. So like your cooling system will overflow all that extra fluid when it gets hot into the overflow, and when your car cools down, it sucks it back through. So you're just anything that gets pushed out when it gets warm just leaves the system. So now there's nothing to suck back in, so it just loses coolant.
Yeah.
So, boy, once you get that fixed, or just put a Gatorade bottle in like a, whatever, it'll work.
It also does have a small leak on this side, but
okay, that's not going to help.
Yeah,
but
that's besides the point.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're gonna fix all this stuff. The car's running good though, really good. So I like how it's coming out, and we're just gonna see what the rest of the weekend brings us. Like I said, might have some wheels by the end of the weekend. We don't know yet though. So let's go ahead and continue on with the night. Okay guys, so it's actually the next day. I should have posted this video last night, but I didn't. I'm sorry about that. We ended up going to a bar last night and just having a couple drinks with all the guys and sending off Anton and Connor and Devin, John and Calvin. Sending them all off because they all went home today to go visit their families for Easter. Calvin ended up leaving super late, so I don't really even think he's going to make it home for Easter, but we'll see. And yeah, that's about it though, guys. I'm trying to do a bunch of good stuff, cool stuff for you guys, so just stay tuned for some more. The BMW's been running good, and it looks good with a tint on it now. I have to actually drive the Infiniti, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take that thing out tomorrow for like a little putt-putt around the block, like go down around and then come back up and park it back in the driveway because the brakes are actually getting really, really rusted. So I want to try to fix that before it actually gets really, really bad. So gotta do that. And that's about it though, guys. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. Hope to see you guys in the next one. More content, more 180, more BMW, more Infiniti, more products coming, and all this other stuff. So stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.